Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ocean's Reviews here today. So today we're doing another one of these videos where I go over everything I watched in the month of August. Well, I go over everything I watched. This month it was pretty good. You know, I went back and revisited some older things, some older titles, rewatched some stuff, and then I visited some new things, and it was a decent month for watching movies. At least for me, I suppose. I got a lot of stuff to talk about movie related, but first I wanted to give a special shout out to Simple Simon Collectibles. Now, Simon is based in Australia, like myself. He has an incredible Instagram and YouTube channel. He's just started his YouTube channel, but he has some great content over on his Instagram, and he's starting to upload on his YouTube channel now as of recently. Yeah, he's got some amazing collectibles. Like, this guy's collection is amazing. He does some really good reels. Stuff just blows my mind. So definitely go check him out. He loves his Star Wars, and I know a lot of you guys here that watch me love your collectibles, so I highly recommend going to check out Simon and his channel and his Instagram. I'd really appreciate it if you'd done that. So I'll leave his channel link down below, and also his Instagram. Definitely go check him out. Highly recommend Simon's content over there. But anyway, let's get into the video. So you guys know how these videos go. I'll have a picture of my letterboxd sort of list here. And let's get into it and talk about some movies. So the first movie on the list is The Happening. I think I remember going to see this movie at one stage in the cinemas, and I walked out. Like, I think it was like the only movie I've ever walked out of in the cinemas. But I kind of I went and revisited it, and it was, you know, it's a bit of fun. Like, I know it's not great, but I feel like there's a lot worse out there compared to this movie. I still thought it was a kind of like a fun movie to revisit. Yeah, it was okay, just a bit of fun. And actually the reason why I did revisit it is because Matt over at Matt V's Movies, he picked it up at one stage, maybe a few weeks ago, and I decided to, go back and rewatch that. Then we watched Rocky 2, so this was a revisit. You know, obviously Rocky's great. I don't really need to say much about this. I bought the box set like a while ago, and I've sort of been slowly getting through those again. And then I watched Licorice Pizza on Amazon Prime. So yeah, I was not a big fan of this movie at all. Like, I really didn't like it. The guy and the girl had like no chemistry, I felt, for me. They just, their characters had no substance. I didn't really like how the story had just no direction. It was just some thrown together like thing. But surprisingly I got through it, but I'm gonna say this is probably one of the worst movies I've seen in a while. So sorry if I've offended anyone, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Licorice Pizza at least. Maybe you might have a different point of view that I can't see. But yeah, so Licorice Pizza, watched that. Then we watched Lightyear. So I didn't watch this in the cinemas, but it came out on Disney Plus not too long ago. This was, it was okay. I did enjoy it. There was some enjoyable scenes in there, but I just felt like it was a bit of a step down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it. I feel like I just thought it could be better. It could have been better, at least for me, but it was okay. You know, it was fine. Then we watched Prey, so I've done a review on this. I feel like I don't really need to talk about Prey, because if you guys want to know what I thought about Prey, you can check out my review. It's on my channel there. Then we watched Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. So I had been getting through the Lord of the Rings movies because I bought the box set on for the Amazon Prime Day sale. And that was, yeah, it was really good. You know, I love Lord of the Rings. I'm actually excited to watch the TV show, but I don't know, I'm a bit skeptical about the show. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but you know, I'm looking forward to it. Then we watched a movie called Sleepers, or The Sleepers. This movie was quite interesting. It was a pretty like gnarly sort of like dark story. It was, I'll say that. I don't really want to go too much into depth because I feel like it's not something that I really want to talk about in this movie, but yeah, it has a pretty dark tone to it. It goes over some pretty sort of dark topics, I suppose, like within the movie. If you guys have seen this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the story was a pretty good, I guess, revenge type story as well. And then we watched Unbreakable. So this is like, well, not really the prequel. I didn't know that, because I watched Split, and I didn't know that these movies were a part of Split, because I'd never seen Unbreakable before, and there was Glass as well. So Unbreakable was actually, it wasn't too bad. I liked it. You know, I thought I kind of enjoyed it. It felt like there wasn't really much to it. But I don't know, for some reason I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. So next page. So Alien Covenant. So I think coming off that high of watching sort of the Predator movies sort of again, or like watching Prey, I hadn't watched Alien. I've watched Prometheus. I've seen Prometheus. I sort of remember not really liking it too much. And Alien Covenant, I kind of felt the same. I couldn't really get into it. I don't really like those prequel movies, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I'm just not really a huge fan. Let me know what you guys think of these movies, at least, down below. Then we watched The Sixth Sense. So this is probably the best movie I watched in the month. This movie was amazing. I think it's probably like my favorite Bruce Willis film at the moment. I think it's up there. I really liked Bruce Willis in this movie. It was really good. Now, being a first-time watch, I've never known anything about it. It's never been spoiled for me. There was a great twist in it, and I loved it. You know, it was such a good movie. If you have not seen The Sixth Sense, I highly recommend it. It was a great film. Then we watched Armageddon, so another Bruce Willis movie again. This was, it was pretty good. This was like kind of a rewatch. I remember watching Armageddon, but I hadn't seen it in a long time. It was good. It was cool. I still think it holds up today as like a pretty good disaster type film. And then we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. Wow. This movie was different. Like, it was just, it's something that's never been done before at all. It's really creative. The visuals are just like insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this movie at all. But I feel like it needs a rewatch. I feel like that's like that for most people, at least for me. After watching it for the first time, it's sort of just, it's so much to take in. You know, it feels like one of those movies that you really need to think about, at least for me. It kind of feels like you're watching Inception or something in a way. But it's definitely something that I'm going to need to rewatch again, just to fully grasp what's going on. But yeah, it was just, there was so much to take in. Definitely, I highly recommend giving it a watch. It's definitely something that I've never seen before. I've never seen anything like it, which is good. It's new, it's fresh, it's original. It's an original something. It's an original piece. But anyway, yeah, so Everything Everywhere All at Once, watched that, and then we watched Day Shift. Now, this was a pretty good movie. I think it's probably the best Netflix movie for a while that we've gotten in a while. It's definitely a step up from what we've gotten from Netflix. The action is really good. It's pretty entertaining. It was a good movie. It was entertaining. Some of the comedic scenes were kind of a bit not really that funny. I wish they sort of took a more serious tone instead of trying to make it more of a comedy. I think it would have done much more better if it wasn't, you know, them trying to push that onto you, onto the viewer. But I also felt like Snoop Dogg was just so out of place in this movie. I just felt like it could have done without him. It really could have, like, or just swapped like another actor at least. But other than that, I thought the action was really good. I feel like it's worth the watch just for the action alone. I thought it was done really well. Then we got Signs. But from watching The Sixth Sense, I've sort of wanted to watch more of I'm gonna say this name so wrong. M. Night Shyamalan. So he made The Sixth Sense, and I wanted to watch Signs. This has Joaquin Phoenix in it, and Mel Gibson, I think it was. Yeah, and this was really good. I enjoyed this movie. It was a pretty good low-key kind of like alien invasion type movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was entertaining. It was a really entertaining watch, that one. Then we watched Glass. So this is the sequel to Split. I really enjoyed seeing James McAvoy's, I feel like that's him, James McAvoy, correct me if I'm wrong. I really enjoyed seeing his character back because I really loved him in Split. He was really good in Split. Obviously, it was really good. But other than that, yeah, the movie wasn't really that strong. I felt like they could have done a bit more with it. Yeah, it just had a few issues. Can't really remember off the top of my head, but I remember somewhat enjoying it. It was okay, but I probably won't probably won't revisit this one again. Then we watched Predators. Now this was kind of like a really surprising rewatch. This is a good movie. Like, this is really underrated. This is a good Predator movie. I feel like compared to Prey, I feel like I might enjoy this just a little bit more. I thought the end battle, like the end fight scene in Predators, was really good. Yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, I've seen this movie before. This is a rewatch, but I don't know, just revisiting it and sort of just going back with maybe a more mature sort of perspective, since I hadn't seen this movie in a long time. I feel like, yeah, it's a really good movie. It's a solid Predator movie. I feel like it needs more recognition. Then we watched The Predator. The Predator. Yeah, next page. So The Predator was a bit... Yeah, just, I didn't like it. I'm sorry, the acting was terrible. There was so many scenes that could have been cut out. I didn't like the huge sort of like oversized Predator either. Wasn't a fan of that. Yeah, just it's a movie that's just not necessary. Completely, like, at least for me, I just didn't like it. Then we got Aliens vs Predator Requiem, so number 2 of the AVP series. I do enjoy this film. You know, it's not amazing, but it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Like, I kind of enjoy it. It's still fun. It's still a fun movie. I prefer this than The Predator, at least. I still think it's a lot of fun. Then we watched Not Okay. So this was on Disney Plus. It was alright. It was essentially like about this girl that lied about being in like this bombing that happened overseas, and then she continued to lie about it because she was getting noticed and, you know, gaining a lot of traction on social media and getting a lot of followers, and she sort of ended up, yeah, pretty much going down that route, and essentially, yeah, she eventually gets caught out. But yeah, it's a story pretty much about that. But the movie itself, it was alright. Yeah, it was okay. Then we watched Cube. I feel like this is more of an underrated, low-key movie that you guys probably haven't heard of before. Maybe you have, maybe you've watched Cube. This is like essentially kind of like a horror movie that falls under the escape room sort of genre. So I watched this movie with, you know, a couple of my mates because we wanted to watch it, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. This movie was really good, especially for like some of the more modern day escape room type movies. They're kind of like a bit garbage. Like these ones, they sort of thrown out and they're really low budget and they don't really look that good. I feel like they took a lot of inspiration from this movie, kind of, in a way, because this movie was really good. I feel like it started it all. Cube. Really good escape room movie. Really cool, like, sort of, like, kills. Yeah, it was good. Good movie. Check it out. Check out Cube, definitely. It's sort of, I could imagine maybe even, like, you know, if you like Saw in any way, definitely check out Cube. Yeah, that's my recommendation. And then we watched Cube, Two Hypercube. So this is like, obviously, a trilogy. There's 3 Cube movies. This one was just... It was all over the place. It was just the... Yeah. Really, if I'm honest, if you really want to go through these movies, I'd just skip this movie and go on to the 3rd movie. The CGI was really bad. It just didn't look good. It just wasn't a great movie. Yeah, it was just, no. Yeah. Just, you could probably skip it, honestly. It's not really a sequel. I wouldn't even call it a sequel. Honestly, I felt like the Cube 3 was more of a sequel to the first movie than this movie. So you could definitely skip that movie. Don't even watch it, I feel like. Then we watched The Running Man, Arnold. Great action, awesome 80s flick, you know. So I picked this up a few weeks back and I watched it and yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun, great action. Really good Arnold movie. And then we watched Cube Zero. So this is the 3rd movie. And this was, yeah, this was pretty much on par with the first one. I really enjoyed, I think I enjoyed the first one more, but the 3rd movie was, yeah, it was good. You know, it was almost on par, I think, there, with the first one, but yeah, definitely check out the 3rd one as well. And then Independence Day, so this was a rewatch. Kind of felt like I wanted to go through and watch some more, I guess, like, disaster movies. But yeah, it was great on the rewatch. You know, I've seen this movie before. But yeah, next and last page. So we watched The Terminal. So this is Tom Hanks' film. This movie is good, but I feel like the girl in this movie is really annoying. Like, I never used to have a problem with it, but upon the rewatch, I just kind of found that she was just super annoying. And just so naive. It's just, yeah, I just didn't really like her character. But obviously, Tom Hanks does a great performance in this movie. I always enjoyed this movie for Tom Hanks. Then I watched Days of Thunder for the first time, so I did pick this up a while ago. Great Tom Cruise film. This movie is essentially like Top Gun, but with race cars. Like, it's NASCAR, but it's Top Gun. It's like a mix in between. It's literally the same movie. Like, if you're coming off that Top Gun high and you want something more, definitely check out Days of Thunder, because I thought it was really similar. Yeah, definitely a lot of similarities there with Top Gun, this movie, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was pretty. It was like really high. It was really intense, and you know, it was a lot of fun. So we watched Daredevil. So I've sort of been going back and rewatching the series again. Yeah, like the Netflix series Daredevil, and I've never seen the Ben Affleck adaptation, so I wanted to watch it at least to give it a go. Yeah, this movie, I can definitely see its problems. Like, it has a lot of problems. The music is just not right. a lot of the music, like, options, choices that they choose are it's not right. Some of the scenes are just real cringe. Like, it just screams early 2000s, this film, and it just doesn't hold up really at all. But yeah, just that wasn't really a good movie. We watched Die Hard. Yeah, this was really good. Obviously, love Die Hard. This was a lot of fun. Great action. Bruce Willis is in his prime, I think, in this movie. Awesome film. Then we watched What Happens in Vegas. So this is like, you know, like a real rom-com, silly, like comedy thing. I watched this with my missus, my partner. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a fun movie. It's okay. I'm not really a fan of Ash Kutcher, whatever his name is, Ashton Kutcher. I just don't know. So then we watched a Moonfall. So this came out on Amazon Prime, and this was, I don't know. I want to say I wanted to like it. I really like Patrick Wilson. I think that's his name. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I felt like the whole story was all over the place. There was like sort of like a side story of Patrick Wilson's character's like sort of family surviving on the side, and there was probably a good few scenes there that they could have cut out and more focused on the sort of the mission at hand, I suppose, if you get my drift. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to like it. I felt like it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad film, but it definitely needs some work. We'll just say that. And then I watched Animal Kingdom. So that's the last movie I watched of this August month. Animal Kingdom is great. It's an amazing Australian crime drama. I highly recommend it if you guys are not really too familiar with like a lot of Australian films. Definitely give this one a watch. It's got Joel Edgerton in it. It's got I forget her name. Jackie Weaver. I think that's her name. Jackie Weaver. I don't know. I could even search it up right now, but I think it's Jackie Weaver, and then Guy Pearce is in it as well. But it's a great crime drama film. The TV show just finished. So the American adaptation just finished of Animal Kingdom that ran for 6 seasons. So I finished watching that the other day, this week, and I wanted to rewatch the movie again. So that was like sort of the reasoning why. But anyway, guys, that's all I've been watching in the month of August. Sort of a, you know, good selection, good variety of titles there. But also I'll give a quick go over of what TV shows I've been watching. I've been watching She-Hulk. I've been getting through that. Right now, I'm not really enjoying it. I don't really like the character. Feels like I'm watching Shrek. No, I don't know. I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it at the moment, but I'm still going to get through it. I've been watching Daredevil, rewatching that, and I've been watching Star Wars The Clone Wars, and I wish I started watching Star Wars The Clone Wars earlier, because that show is amazing. Such a good show. So far, it's been amazing. And then I finished Animal Kingdom. So that's done, and then I'll be starting to watch Lord of the Rings, the latest show, when that drops, I think either today or tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be watching that as well. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you go check out Simple Simon's Collectibles as well. I've dropped his details down below in the description, so check him out if you love collectibles. If you're a collector of other things but movies, he collects movies as well. He loves his movies, but if you love like figures, figurines, statues, like anything like that, head over to Simon's channel and his Instagram. He has some great stuff over there, some great content over there, so check him out. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. the video. It's been a kind of a long video, but I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.